What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys. Going to follow up on the Midnight Potions, which just came out yesterday. So it's been a little bit over 24 hours. And there's a couple of insights that I want to draw your attention to. So first and foremost, it has become a race to the bottom in terms of the pricing, which I actually think is a good thing overall. Yesterday, they were going for like 25, 24, 23 cents. If you caught the live stream that I did with Walking Keys, they were just under 23 cents at that point. Well, here we are 24 hours later, or not even 24 hours later, and it's at 6.5 cents. Right? So again, I think that this is good because if those potions stayed at, 20 cents or 25 cents, I mean, you're spending an additional $1 per pack. And I think that would really turn a lot of people off, right? Just to, try and get these midnight potions. So the fact that they are trending towards the prices of the other potions that we have, right? Both alchemy and legendary, I think those are like 4 and 5 cents, respectively, or vice versa. If we're going to stay around this 6-cent range, I wouldn't be surprised. The other thing that is interesting, and I haven't actually run the numbers on this, but let me pull it up here on a different computer. At the top right, you can see that this is the total amount of potions that have been created so far. Now, that doesn't mean that this is our daily run rate, right? Maybe somebody's just sitting on a ton of aura and they'll create it later, right? They're just trying to see what's going to happen. But 13,000 after a single day is not very much. And in fact, if I do, let's just round up to 13,500 times 14 days, that only gets us to 189,000 potions, which does beg the question then, well, that's not a lot of packs, right? Divided by 5 cards per pack, that's like 37,000, 38,000 packs. That's not a lot of packs on day one, if we're going to open those. Now, again, for context, we have sold quite a bit more than that. Let's go to Conclave Arcana, and you'll be able to see here that we have sold in total. And again, this is across the board, right? It doesn't matter what pack type. It's still going to be 5 cards, and the potions still apply to all 5 cards. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but what's up, Brave Tofu? So 134,000 packs so far, right? So we'll only be able to open less than a third of those with midnight potions. Now, again, maybe some people aren't going to bother with midnight potions. In fact, I expect some people to not bother with it, but it does beg the question of, well, if we're not going to have enough, then when you look at the price of these potions now, are they undervalued? Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and go crazy and buy a bunch of potions now. It's just I'm going to need to see us producing way, way more than that per day if this is going to make sense. Otherwise, like we're just going to be very short. And as we get closer to the release date of Conclave Arcana, we could see massive whales come in and buy them up. Now, again, keep in mind, some people might just be producing for themselves. They may never get into the market itself. But I believe this number here is just total amount issued, right? So it's not like what's available. Yeah, I don't think there's like 13,000 potions for sale. I think it's literally like this is the amount that's been created. I wish we could see like a live number once they start getting used, how many are out there in circulation, but that might be something that they can put in as a quality of life thing at a later point. But really, those are the two main things that I wanted to call out, that, after a day, we've seen a significant race to the bottom in terms of the price, which again, this is kind of the price that I think people would feel comfortable with, right? Spending 6 cents or so per potion, or per potion, which would be about like an additional 30 cents per pack. If you can offset some of that cost by, either selling some of your land resources for them or by creating some of them on your own, right? Then, I think that that's a pretty good thing. But it does beg the question of, okay, this is where the price is at now. This is how much we've produced within a day, or a little bit more than a day, actually. If that's all that we're going to be producing by the end of the conclave, by the end of the pre-sale and the start of the general sale, that could get really interesting, guys. That could get really, really interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, just trying to highlight this, and we'll have to watch this as we go along. Obviously, 1 day's worth of data is not going to be enough. So I'm not trying to cause a panic here. I'm not trying to cause FOMO, but I am very curious to see how this will play out. And so recording this is kind of just taking this snapshot in time, and we'll check in maybe in a couple of days, or at least next week, maybe next Tuesday, to see, okay, what does the one week run rate look like, and then go from there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.